Hello, just down in the speed shop getting ready the Interceptor of Continental for a ride out today. Just got a chap coming down to ride them back to back to see which he prefers. I guess not everyone knows that I've got a fleet of 650s. So I've got two Contis, two Interceptors. The idea being just add a more road biased flavour to the fleet of bikes that people can ride down here in North Devon. So take people over Exmoor down into Cornwall and things like that. So I got these earlier in the year. From a business point of view, people are probably saying, how do you afford all this? Well, Royal Enfield don't support this operation in any way. But I have a nice chap called David, who's now my business partner, who earlier in the year just took an interest in what I was up to and said, well, let's get some Interceptor and Continental. So that's where these have come from. So I guess people question, what is an adventure? An adventure is rolling the dice. And for me, that was starting with the postie bites, then getting the AT bites, and then you start getting help from other people, and soon from acorns grow trees. So the idea with these this year has just been to get people on something a bit different, more of a road bike, and see which they prefer. For me, the Continental is the one I prefer. I've done quite a few little tours on this one. I went around Wales for 3 days on this one, and then went across sort of Blackpool to Skegness for a tour on it and loaded it up with camping stuff. And a tank bag, and I really like the Continental's riding position. I just find having a little bit more weight on the wrist takes some weight out the back and out the backside and makes it an all-day rideable bike. The Interceptor I find slightly less comfortable because of weight straight through on the bum. I also I'm not saying bored by riding the Interceptor, but it's got, you kind of sit back and relaxed, and it's not got enough attitude in comparison to the Continental. That Continental pitches you forward into a slightly more aggressive riding position, which I think encourages you to ride a little bit more spiritedly. And I think I just enjoy that more. So the fact that Royal Enfield have created two very distinct bikes through the same chassis, same suspension, same everything, bar handlebars and foot peg positions, it's quite a good little trick that they managed to pull off. So yeah, big fan of the bikes. And I think going forward, the idea is maybe to sort of diversify this Royal Enfield fleet a little bit more and have, say, the new 350 Classic and maybe a Meteor and maybe even a Classic 500 Trials, so that you come down and you ride all the Enfields back to back. Because I think what I've learned from the A2 fleet is that people like riding different bikes back to back because it gives a very immediate comparison between different bikes. So that's kind of the idea for next year. So yeah, so just get these cleaned up ready. I mean, they've been a hugely popular bike. I think best-selling bike in Britain last year, the Interceptor and Continental. So a big hit for Royal Enfield. Keen to try this not the Classic 350, and also just keen that the rain holds off, because I don't know about you guys, but we've got a lot of rain down here at the minute, so trying not to get too wet. So that's it. Handsome bikes. 5.5 for the Interceptors, 6.2 I think for the Continental is what they're at. So yeah. Are they adventure bikes? I think so. Any bike's an adventure bike. And I've actually took that Interceptor on a little bit of a few cheeky little green lanes, and it was all right. Now, big question. I guess this is a big question. And the speculation's been on the forum, 650 Himalayan with that engine in it. To me, that would ruin what the Himalayan is. The Himalayan is such a brilliant back street bike, back road bike, green lane bike, rough road bike. And it's good at that, mainly down to the engine, which is really nice and chuggable and soft and docile, and also relatively light, although the bike's quite heavy. You put that 650 twin in, and I think it'll rob it of all that character. Yes, it'll make it better on the road, which is where most people will ride it, to be honest. But as an all-round bike, I think it would ruin it. Which is why going forward, I think there's going to be two Himalayans or two adventure bikes in Royal Enfield's catalogue. There's going to be a 650 twin-derived soft-roader, which is very much road biased. Think F700 or F750. And then I think there's going to be a slightly enlarged single-cc Himalayan, a genuine Himalayan, that takes the principles of the first one, the original, and improves on it by making it a little bit lighter, hopefully, fingers crossed, and a little bit more powerful, maybe a bit more slim through the hips, so it's not got that quite flared standing position you get with the stock one. And I think that will be the way we see it go forward. So rather than a 650 Himalayan, I think we're going to see a 650 Sherpa, or whatever they decide to call it, and then a slightly enlarged, more powerful single-cylinder Himalayan. That's my hope anyway. But for now, we're going to go out into the rain and brave the day. Cheers.